Comedian Willy De Wit was all over our TV back in the day.
My name is Elder Norman. I'm a knock on your front door, man. I'm a Mormon.
He created skit comedy show Funny Business with some mates in 1988.
It's really cool. It's really neat. Nothing could beat my lounge suite.
Next came the topical comedy Issues in 1993.
Issues.
And hearty 11 years doing The Breakfast Show at Radio Hauraki.
But at 6 after 7 on Radio Hauraki with the Morning Pirates. Willy De Wit, Mark Perry, Dean Butler.
But life got dark for De Wit after that. Booze, drugs and depression were getting the better of him. He was even held up at gunpoint. Then he had a massive stroke.
I've been battling depression off and on for years.
Everything.
And when the stroke hit, then the depression got really bad because I'm stuck in a wheelchair, but not being able to talk, and the people think I'm a freak.
Sober now, Willy's coming clean about all of it in his new book, Drink, Smoke, Snort, Stroke.
Let's rock and Willy De Wit!
Welcome, buddy. Great to see you. Thank you, man. Hey, great name, Drink, Smoke, Snort, Stroke. Kind of says it all. Do we even need to read the book?
Not really, no. But firstly, though, Paddy, your skin looks amazing. What have you done?
Listen, it's baking soda.
I thought that, amazing.
Yeah.
He's been snorting it.
Not something you'd recommend. Hey, take us back to 56. Pretty young to have a stroke.
Yeah, man.
Are you able to talk about what happened there?
I can. It was a Friday night. I can remember that distinctly. I stand up to get some water from the fridge. I felt this like weird sensation. My leg kind of collapsed like a clown's foot. It went like seriously like that, and I went flap, flap. Try to get up again. Try to do that again. Collapse again. Fell unconscious. 12 hours alone.
12.
Hemorrhagic stroke. Should have died. Didn't. Had a 3% chance of survival. Made it.
Wow.
And that was the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. You get into... How are you at the moment now, actually? How is the stroke affecting you this many years on?
I'm fine. No, I'm good. It's been a transitional thing from 4 years ago to 7 years ago from that till now. And starting with I couldn't actually speak. I was wheelchair bound. I had to get back to basics. Like 1 + 1 = 11 rabbits for a while, and then I got to do my consonant practice. It was like b, k, d, t, all that stuff was going on. And the key word I learned, patience. You have to have that patience to actually accept the limitations and get on with it and do it.
Never lost your humour in all that time. I remember coming around to see you at your place, and even though your speech wasn't that good, your writing was fine. You wrote an abusive sign for us as we came into.
And it's not just the stroke that you get into. You talk a lot about some really dark things, addiction. Is it a relief to kind of share that story and get that off your chest?
Yeah, it is, kind of. It was... I couldn't sugarcoat what was going on and what happened. So I actually had to tell the story as it happened and how it was. And there were some really dark places. I've dealt with depression off and on the last 30 years of my life. And the lows were really low. With the drug aspect to the highs were fantastic. The lows were actually excruciating, Hard times.
Yeah.
What have you learned about depression? Anything that you can share from your own experience and journey from people watching?
It's Dirk depression that comes along, and he's always there. He's there off and on. Dirk, yep, original name. But it comes with that acceptance of that too. And I've gone from those really low ebbs to being up in a higher, better place. And that's just contentment, This book, it's not triumph over adversity, but it's about contentment and finding that end of that aspect too.
I find the way that you've beaten addiction really inspiring.
Well, man, ditto, back at you, Paddy.
Yeah,
9 months
means a lot.
living sobriety.
Yeah, thank you, Willy. And one of the things is in that dark kind of patch where you were addicted to drugs, you had a gun held to your head.
I did, and bang goes the funny part of that book. Yeah, it was like, it had that journey of all that levity and things, then that crashing moment of depression, drug addiction, alcohol.
And how did you end up with a gun at your head?
Well, a deal that went wrong because I was high and literally had to stupidly. These people I knew them. It was my dealer actually, and they were screaming to get effing out of this place and all that stuff. And we know you've got the stuff, and I was kind of high and shocked and couldn't register what was going on. And fortunately, we got, long story short, after the cop was alerted, followed them. They were so clever, she drove away and drove into a cemetery and hit a gravestone.
Oh, my gosh. There's so much in the book. Thank you for sharing your stories, and really nice to have you back on the project.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Willy De Wit. And the book is called Drink, Smoke, Snort, Strokes, an easy one to remember.